ZoOM loop exhaust? Why though? Okay, first impression starting with the exhaust itself, or the muffler I should say. High quality, it's nice and light. The quality of it seems better than what it looks like in the picture. So whatever looks like in the picture online, when you hold it in your hands, you can see the refinement and the quality of it. So really it's one of those things when you buy it online and you're sort of like struggling between buying the less expensive one for $100 and buying something like this for like $250 or $275 or whatever it is. When you get it in, you realize, oh, there's a lot more quality and there's some workmanship that goes to this. Whether it's valuable enough for you to spend that extra money, that's up to you. But when you hold it in your hand, you can go, okay, I see the extra work. So that's nice. And this is a loopy portion here. Best I can tell, that can help mitigate sound as it comes through the pipe, be able to keep the length of the pipe without extending it beyond the back of the motorcycle. And why would I want to do that? Return frequency response. I'm not a mufflerologist, so leave in the comments below what you know about looping pipes, not what you think it's about. If anybody knows, there's plenty of shit on the internet where people think they know what the looping pipe is for on a 4-stroke engine. Here's them laying them on the ground sort of side by side, so you get an idea of the difference of size, the subtle difference of size between the two of them. Yeah, when you start squeezing these parts together, these seams together, you can really feel the precision fitment. So when they go together, you sink them in and it's literally just right, not too tight, not too, little Goldilocks fittings. And then we're going to see about putting these springs on here. A lot of complainers out there on the interwebs. See if the drama's real. Okay. Yeah, because that fitting is so nice, that spring literally is just simply holding it in. And with this secure fitting here, and it perfectly lines up with the back OEM bolt here on the 2022 Grom. And it looks like we've got the some sort of baffle in here. Literally it's just a screen. I think I'm going to leave it in for now at its quietest setting to see what it sounds like. I've just got these things sort of finger tightened here, as one might do. There is a little bit of a little bit of adjustment to go front to back here to get it lined up. I do have some Sato Racing's high rear sets, so I'm not sure how this would line up on a stock OEM, so I might have to make a little custom bracket or something to get that off, but I feel like I can get there. We'll see how it goes. Get that spring on. Feel like it's okay. Well, don't need pliers for that, so no pliers needed for the springs. But at the same time, I don't feel uncomfortable, like I feel like they're gonna fly off driving down the road. I think I'm gonna loosen lightly, put in the nuts back here. The two springs and the bolt, nut and bolt here, I feel like it's a higher quality nut and bolt. It's not cheap. Alright, rubber there. I know the torque specs on this are not super aggressive. I know whatever they are, they're very small, so don't be cranking away on these things. I also have some anti-seize on there. So if I do my future self a favor, putting the anti-seize on. Stability is actually, I'm okay with that. That is doing just fine. Everything seems tight. Just basically I'm dealing with flex back here. Oh, it feels good. Alright, so we're supposed to clean this off with rubbing alcohol to get our oils, any oils that we might got on it, off. In order to keep discolorization happening due to the oils and any other foreign chemicals on it. I can see the $250, $275 price tag at the time of this video. It's this guy right here. I can never get him with my fingers, but I can get him with pliers. And you're gonna jump the 2 slots or the 2 holes in the red stripe. And I do this so often, I just leave my little wire or paper clip kind of thing right there tied to it. Actually, I had a hard time finding this wire. So if you also have a hard time and you start cussing and getting frustrated, you're not alone. Make sure that's in the run position. All right, so you're going to have that jumped, hold the throttle wide open, turn the key on. I don't know if you can see that, there's some blinking and shit involved. It's the fast blink, and I believe you can let it go. And then, if everything's working right, there'll be a slow blink. And then you turn it off, and then you're good to go. After you remove the jumper, of course. This guy, and tuck it away. My closing thoughts, am I happy that I spent this much money on it? $275 in my case. Yeah, I am. After getting it in my hands, it felt really good. And the installation, I'm telling you, I've put all different kinds of stuff on bikes, expensive or inexpensive, and this thing is just perfect. So whatever these guys are doing at the shop, their jig setup, whatever they're using, everything's just really nice when I hold it in my hands. So it's one of those things when I purchase it, I'm like, God, am I stupid for like spending this much money on this pipe? But when I got it in, I'm like, oh wow, this is really nice. Side note, I'm not sponsored by this company, even though I'm fanboying on it right now. But you might be thinking to yourself, who is sponsoring this video? I'm glad you asked. For all your video and photography needs, definitely reach out to evokestudio.io. We do everything from weddings to broadcast television and everything in between. That's evokestudio.io. Stop by the website, check out our work, and we look forward to hearing from you soon. Thanks. As far as the volume goes, it's totally reasonable and manageable at chill RPMs. So how loud is it? The camera is about 3 yards away. This is the level of my speaking voice, obviously. And that's at idle. Again, Captain Obvious. Testing 1, 2, testing 1, 2. Testing 1, 2, testing 1, 2. Testing 1, 2, testing 1, 2. Testing 1, 2. And at higher RPMs, it's not obnoxious. I prefer it to be quieter, but what are you going to do? I need air to flow. So got a DHM cam coming in with an ECU flash. I've got a TST Industries little ram air system in this bike, and I have a 14 tooth sprocket on it, down one sprocket from the 15 tooth on the 2022 Grom, and some race tires. But yeah, I'm going to be doing some more videos. Pursuit of science. Ride this bike around with that setup. Get some video of me on the track perhaps, and also just running around town, and give you some more updates on that bike and maybe some how-to videos and some suggestions along the way. My name is Mike. Thanks for hanging out at the channel. We'll see you soon. Bicycle puppy. Bicycle, get the puppy.